And I'm going to show you today how to do curls on shorter hair. And what I'm going to be using is a flat iron. It's about 1 inch. You can use whatever size you're comfortable with. So first, figure out where you want your hair parted. What I like to do is I just like to push my hair back and then just let it naturally part where I feel looks good for the day. I'm not a fan of always wearing your part in the exact same place every day. So parting out the top portion of my hair, and I'm going to start in the front. Taking my iron, and I position my hand so that it's comfortable when I turn it. So going in there and turning it back about halfway. And there's one curl. I don't want it as curled the next time. Actually, I don't want this as curled right now. So while it's still warm, just like pull it through. There we go. That's better. And I like to do the sides of my hair first. And I'm just turning it halfway and pulling it through. So just creating movement in the hair. And if you notice what I'm doing here, like in the front, and I feel like this is really important, is like when you start turning, I'm turning away from my face so that the curl naturally wants to move backwards, but I'm coming forward so that it gives me like this forward action, but it's gonna bounce back as I walk. And just position your hand so that it's nice and comfortable. I know that I'm going to start like this and then turn it back. So if I do this and then turn it, that's still really comfortable. So whatever's comfortable for you. And I'm holding onto the iron really lightly. Just letting the curl in itself, or like the hair, give me as much pressure as possible. So there's one side. Taking that out of the way. It's always good to use clips. It really just keeps you organized. So on this side, instead of my elbow being up, when I'm working at the bottom, I still keep my elbows down. And I'm turning back, but pulling forward, just so that I have control. So put the iron in, and again, just a really light pressure. And just pull it through. One of the things that I find that a lot of my clients say is that sometimes when they're doing the iron or they're doing this technique, the hair tends to slip out of the iron. A good way to avoid that is hold on to the ends of your hair. The longer the hair is, the harder it is to keep the hair in. So if you just hold on to those tips, they won't slip out. There we go. And sometimes, like, see how I'm twisting it back? That helps in just creating that curl, because sometimes it comes out of the iron and it like cools off a little strange. The cooling off part of this technique is just as important as like when you're heating it up and passing it through that iron. That almost started to slip, so just holding on to those ends a little bit, and I'm twisting back. Got a nice wave. So now I'm going to move to the back, and this is the most challenging part, I feel, for everybody. I sectioned off the top, and so what you want to do here is turn your head as much as possible, so that you can see what you're doing, and bring everything to the front. So I'm taking my iron and I'm just going to turn it back. And again, position yourself so that you're most comfortable. And it's all about just creating movement back here. You don't want to have straight pieces, but the curl doesn't have to be perfect. So I did that side. And I'm right in the back. And you can turn it down, turn it up, turn it sideways. It's really just about creating movement at the bottom. Because you're not going to see the entire hair here. You're only going to see the tips of it. So as long as they're moving in some sort of curl pattern direction, that's all that really matters. So on one side I did it down, on this side I do it up, and then now you just have that movement. So this top section, this is a lot of hair. So I'm going to divide it in two. This way, so that I have control. And you really just need one clip. You don't really need more than that, but whatever keeps you organized. So this is I divided it in half, and now I'm dividing it top and bottom. Just brushing it through, making sure it's nice and neat. And I'm gonna bring this straight up because this is where I have the most amount of control. Like if I try to curl it in the back, it would be really hard to do. So just bring it all up and create that movement. Again, everything straight up. Now doing the other side, and again dividing it top from bottom. And if you can do this part without using a clip, that's even better because that just takes up time. And in the morning or whenever you're doing your hair, I know that I'm always rushed, so I don't need to like be totally perfect. I just need to get it done. And curls, the beautiful thing about curls is that they're not all the same. So they don't all have to be consistent because then you end up looking like Goldilocks. You just want them to have like roughly around the same pattern and be the same size, but they don't have to match. And whenever you get a little stray like this guy, just go back and do that one individually. Okay, so now it's nice and wavy. And you just primp it up a little bit and you're done.